Once again, welcome back to D-Bomb's Garage. It's been a couple days since I've done anything. A few customer vehicles I had to knock out. The 02 Chevy had multiple misfires. Fuel filter was clogged. Just wasn't running right. It'd die after it got warmed up. I'm thinking that was part of the issue with the misfires. Got all that taken care of. Fuel filters changed. I had to change the rear spring shackles on it. I had a 97 Chevy truck in here for transmission. I got that done. I had to change one U-joint on the rear and the two front sway bar end links. Got that all done. Took it for a test drive. It wasn't shifting. The tach was not working. The speedometer wasn't working, and the shift indicator was not working. I found the issue was between the fuse block and the ignition switch. It was in the wiring there. I just did a quick bypass on it because it wasn't blowing a fuse. It wasn't getting any power. So that's done and gone. They're supposed to come pick up the 90 or 02 Chevy today. I got in a customer's ambulance. It's a beautiful car. 1973 Cadillac. Wambulance. It's not a perfect car, by no means, but the gentleman likes it. He's had it for the last 25 years. It is a beautiful car. Even though the paint job on it is not pristine. You can see some dry spots, a lot of orange peel in the paint, but the car is beautiful. And you open it up and you just look in there and it's like, wow. It is a beautiful car. He had taken it to a couple other shops and they kept telling him it was too heavy for their lifts, which they stated they only had 8,000 pound lifts. So if you're a regular shop doing work on cars and trucks every day, I'm surprised they don't have at least a 10 to 12,000 pound lift. I've got a 10,000 pound lift. I need another lift in here because now this car is going to be on the lift probably until Monday, maybe Wednesday. I had to pull the drive shaft off. He had a vibration in it, and when I dropped it, it appears to have all the original U-joints in it. So he's going to have him rebuild the drive shafts, balance it, and then once it gets back here, I'll put it back in. Saturday, I did a bunch of jockeying around in the shop and cleaning and straightening out. I moved the Model A over here, the 55 Buick over here. I pulled the Jeep out because that's not a necessity to have it inside the shop. I've got a lot more of the parts for the Jeep in. We gotta get the rear main seal. That'll be the next thing to come in. Then I'll take the timing cover off, put the new timing chain in, put the cover back on, put it all back together. Then I'll bring the Jeep back in. But I decided to go ahead and pull the motor out of my GMC 2500. And I'm just kind of taking my time on it. I'm not in a hurry. I got extremely curious on what transpired, what locked the motor up. So I'll just turn it down, pulling it apart. Number 8 cylinder. There's your sign. The cylinder itself doesn't look that bad. I'll have to check the 2 valves out. Make sure those didn't get destroyed. But we'll plug in a light here. Come on. There we go. Let's see if we can't get you in here just to show you what transpired. That's what's left of number 8 cylinder. And it put a hole right through it. So I should have this motor out in the next day or so. It's not a priority, but I think I got another 2 customer jobs coming in that I think I can do in the open areas I've got here. One's a Ranger, which if I move the Bobcat, I think I can get the Ranger in right there, put the Bobcat here, or case, whatever. I got the other motor here for the truck. I'm gonna have to change the flywheel. This is a 3, the one in that one's a 6. What else did I have to change? I gotta pull this exhaust manifold off. I got 2 broken bolts here that I have to get out. The other side's all right. I'll do a little bit more cleaning on it. I took it to the car wash, washed it all off. I'll probably take the intake off of it so I have better access to all the bolts back here. Hopefully I have this back in either this coming weekend or next weekend. I did break a motor mount bolt, which once this motor's out I can get it out. A couple of the transmission lines are rotted out. I still have to get the engine cooler lines off, undo the AC pump, pull that up out the way. Then I think I can start, I can get this thing out of here. But the tough part is going to be getting it off of the, I got to slide the converter out with the motor. Unless I drop the cross member that's underneath there and drop the pan and see if I can't get to that, the rod that's stuck in there, undo that rod and maybe get it to turn over, but who knows on that. Still waiting on the customer to come pick up the 2.3 motor and what's left of his Ranger. So as I said, not a whole lot has transpired. in the last weekish, trying to hammer out some customer work so I can pay some of my bills. I'll rob Peter to pay Paul, or rob Paul to pay Peter. One of the two. I had to make sure that truck was still running. So, with that, again, not a whole lot going on. Trying to gather money up to get some more parts. I gotta find out what my brother wants to do with the Model A. I don't think it's wired for 12 volts because they got some goofy ass headlights. Now this is like a 12 volt bulb, and it does not even begin to fit in the thingamabob light socket they got here, even though it is, come on, this is all original stuff here, but this one does run now. Tomorrow I still gotta get tires for it, redo the exhaust because I don't like the glass packs. Still trying to figure out how to get these window felts in, because the originals were stapled in. So I'm thinking it's probably dinner time. It's the first of the month, taco day, yay. So, hey, bend pack or wildfire, if you see this, I need a 4-post lift. If you're willing to donate it to me, that would be great. Something that I could actually move around the shop later, put it in one place or another. I would love to have one, but as might be wishful thinking. So with that, until something spectacular happens, this is Dennis Baum, D-Baum's Garage. I'm out. Later all, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Help me out. I'm just a poor nobody. Thanks a lot. What a beautiful morning. A little windy out there, but it's a beautiful morning. So, once again, welcome back to D-Baum's Garage. Today, my plan is to get this motor out of the white truck. Couldn't turn it over. Had a major catastrophe in number 8 cylinder. So what's left of piston. So I grabbed one of my bars, went down into cylinder 8, I smacked the bar a couple times with the hammer. I can get it to turn over now, ish. So I'm going to see how many of the converter bolts I can get out of it. Hopefully I can get all 6 of them off. And that way I don't have to try to pull motor with the torque converter on it out. So all I've got left are the torque converter bolts, the bell housing bolts, and 3 motor mount bolts on the driver's side, and a ground strap over there, and the AC unit. And then whatever lines I got tied up here. Oh, there's the transmission lines, there's junk anyway. And then I got to pull the brain freeze. Pull out the engine cooler lines, get those off. And I think I'll get my top plate off the other motor. I think I have it over there. Let's go take a peek. Another. Yeah, down there. I'll get the motor, that motor plate off, and put on that motor so I can pull that out. The replacement motor, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the intake off and just clean everything up, and that way I can set it all back down in there and go from there. So you've seen people pull motors before, whatever. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll just come back to it. This one, the Cadillac drive shaft is out. It was picked up yesterday and they took it to the shop. So with that, I'm gonna cut for now, and I'll come back to you in a little bit. Well, that was a pain in the butt. That's what's left of cylinder 6 and 8, or piston 6 and 8. That's number 8, it's number 6. And I think I can clean these heads up and use them on my other motor. This one I definitely have to check. But kind of got my mess cleaned up. Gotta get a front pump seal. What else? The front pump seal, I gotta take the motor mount stools off the frame and get some broken bolts out of them. I got the converter and the flywheel here. I got the exhaust. I take the exhaust off with the manifolds because the bolts weren't cooperating, but that's all right. I did break the exciter bolt on the starter. I think I've got another one over there. This one, I gotta get that broken bolt out, and there's a broken bolt here. I gotta get those out. And I gotta change this sensor here. I broke the one on the other motor here. Dumbass. Or, there's always that or. I've got one right there, one sensor right there I could rob, because those are same head, same motor. Or, there's always that or, I could rob this one off this motor, because that has junk anyway. I have no idea what I'm putting that one in. So, as of right now, I'm done. I got the motor out, did what I set out to do today. Cleaned a little bit of my mess up. And I think I'm gonna call it a day. Or I might just come out a little bit later and tinker on that motor, get it the rest of the way. I still have to run and get a pump seal for the trans. That way I can build the converter back up. Or make sure the converter's full, because it was pretty empty when it came out. Short one. So that's it. This is October 2nd. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it if you want. And I'm out of here for now. Later all. Welcome back to D-Bomb's Garage. Haven't really done too much in the shop again. I did pull the motor out of the 05. Got it out, ordered up pumps, torque converter seal, That's supposed to be in tomorrow. I got my exhaust manifold gaskets tonight. I reordered the rear main seal for the Jeep motor. So that should be here tomorrow. So maybe I can do something with that. Get that all back together. Still waiting on the drive shaft for the ambulance. The old motor that was in the 05 GMC. This is what's left of cylinder 8. And what's left of 6. So 6 and 8 totally destroyed themselves. The replacement motor I took down, washed up. I had to get 2 broken bolts out here and here. This one came out nice and easy. The other one, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the 9th try, it finally came out. 9 freaking tries. Finally got it out. And I burnt the hell out of my hand. Grabbed the wrench after I welded the nut on. So, as I said, I got the exhaust manifold gaskets for this now. I'm gonna have to get the oil cooler lines gasket. I still gotta get the oil filter for it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get a thermostat for it. I gotta change the flywheel on the rear as soon as the pump seal comes in. I'll get that replaced. I'll get the motor over here, get it set back in place. I still gotta take out these 2 motor mounts, the stools, the frame mounts, because I broke bolts in those. I gotta get those out. Let's see what else new and exciting is. I figure if the exhaust manifolds are off, I can put those on after I get the motor back in. Make it a little bit easier to get to all the bolts here. The ambulance, waiting on the drive shaft. Drive shaft shop, he took it to. Said the U-joints look great. Or feel great. But still, for a car that's over 50 years on the same joints, it could have a issue. So I told him to go ahead and change them. So that is what I'm waiting on, is the drive shaft to come back, and then I can put it back in and go from there. Oh my goodness. And this week's been more customer cars than anything else. I got to pay some of my bills. I just had them fill up my propane tank for the house, and it was at 70%. It cost me $150. I just got back from the freaking grocery store getting TP, paper towels, water. my kitty food and kitty litter and trash bags, and that was $160 frillin'. So I'm just trying to muddle along through all this stuff as best as I can. I gotta pick my tools up and make sure I got everything's ready to go back together here. So it's almost 9 o'clock. I need to go in and take my meds. I had to come back out here and put my battery charger away from being on the 2002 Chevy truck all day. I think that's got a bad cell in the battery. So with that, it's just another update. Nothing spectacular going on. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Be much appreciated. Thanks for checking me out. Later all. Well, once again, back at D-Bomb's garage. Smacked my forehead on a freaking truck. Cadillac ambulance, I'm still waiting for the drive shaft. They say it should be here Friday. The 05 GMC 2500. I've got the motor back in it. Doing some final hookups. And I've still got quite a few things to get done. Once I get most of the motor stuff done, I'm gonna have to slide up underneath there and fix the fuel lines, because there is a few leaks and the lines look like crap anyway. I was hoping to have the ambulance done already, so I can move this over to the left so I can have a better look at it. But again, I gotta put the coil pack on the left side. I go through, check the plugs. I'm not gonna put new ones in it until I actually have it running and see how it runs. I've got the coil pack on the right hand side. I got new plug wires from AutoZone, just cheap shit, so I can get it running. This exhaust manifold is in, the pipe is in. There are no catalytic converters on it, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. And once I play with the fuel lines, I'll put this pipe back in, plumb it in. So that is where I'm sitting at right now. Another job outside is a 97 Ford Ranger. I think it's got a bad fuel pump in it. I'm just trying to pay some bills right now. I haven't done anything major on any of the other vehicles. I'm just trying to get other stuff done right now. So I haven't made any videos lately. Haven't been feeling the greatest neither the last couple days. But there's a Ranger that I got to do the fuel pump on. And it's almost 5 o'clock. I'm calling it a day. I've been out here since 6 a.m. I'm still waiting for the customer to come pick up his Ranger, get that out of here and his motor. So with that, I'm done. There's been a hodgepodge of everything going on. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, share, whatever you gotta do. So I'm out. Dennis Baum, D-Bomb's Garage. Later all.